Round number 5. Honestly, not that much damage, all things considered. But it has to ramp up at some point. At some point, the board just gets so full that unless it's a full-on sniper war, there will be many hundreds of units of damage left at the end of the round. I go for Deployment Specialist. What does my opponent pick? Fire I need to defend against. I'm trying to once again get these Phoenixes here. Kind of hoping that since my opponent has jump drived to defend here, he may just think, okay, now he has to sell them, so I can move these Phoenixes elsewhere. We'll see if he does that or not. This is so expensive to defend against. I think the fire badges kinda are unnecessary, maybe. They are not doing all that much damage. I think in retrospect, going for another level 2 marksman here probably would be better. Anyhow, my opponent is dropping a fort. I guess that's decent against the fire badgers and the sledges, and has a lot of HP. The level 4 marksman, however, also does a lot of damage. It can kill these in 6 shots, I think. Not 6. In 11 shots, I think. And with elite, that's going to be only 3, I think. Alright, more marksmen come out. That, I think, is a definitely decent and good choice. The Rhino has been sold, so this flank can, I guess, also be sold. I guess I'm not committing all that many resources here. Mustangs in the rear, in general, isn't a bad thing to have. And these fire badges have the same value as the Rhino at base, but they're only level 1 and the Rhino's level 2. Steel balls get smashed. Next set of steel balls coming in. So far the crawlers are screening, but that's going to be gone any moment. Yep. And now the marksmen have free reign to kill them. That fort has, like, the units have been doing a lot of damage to it. These phoenixes just get rolled and the fortress is being sniped. A supplemental DPS from the marksman isn't as good as the phoenixes. I could have dropped phoenixes instead, I guess. But I already had a marksman, and I think phoenixes do about 24% more DPS. Which, considering how phoenixes are so vulnerable to things like anti-air barrage, that might not even be amazing. I honestly think the marksman is better than the phoenix, but I am also pretty sure that there's many people who disagree with that. I am shielding my units, but my opponent didn't pick the nuke. With one very good round, I guess I could finish it. But there is the big question, will I get that one very good round? This fortress has too much HP to die from the nuke, this one doesn't. Heavy armor, honestly, it's up to almost 60,000. So I guess one single defensive upgrade from this tower might be enough. I would have to test that. I did level these fire badgers. Did I do that this round or the round before? Because I think into fortresses I kinda don't want to do that again. Anyhow, these I probably can sell now, but I sold something else instead. And yeah, more marksmen come down. At this point my opponent is doing the giant war, and I'm doing the marksman war. Without upgrades. Honestly, I'm in round 6 again without any unit techs. Not without upgrades. These have levels, and I do have the enhancements here, the basic ones. But I don't have any unit techs. I'm not sure if I'm doing that right, honestly. Well, in any case, this nuke should be absolutely massive. But at the same time, this Vulcan will win this fight single-handedly. That took out so much HP. I sometimes wish, and by sometimes wishing I mean I just invented it, I guess. Sometimes I would really like to see the amount of damage that certain combat powers have done. Under a tower debuff, I think this just gets cleaned up, right? Yeah, the marksmen do good damage and the phoenixes get rolled by all of my forces. It is not over, however. But things are going to get wily now. What is the least expected move that my opponent could possibly think of? Well, if there's one thing that he's probably not expecting, and that is given the fact that he has fortresses, that is going to be wasps. Because wasps just die to anti-air barrage and they die painfully. But I decide to just go ham on the flank. He invests into fortresses with rocket punch. I invest basically my 3 units. These fangs were there from basically from round 2. They were there from round 2. There's some fangs here, but these wasps are more than capable of steamrolling those fangs. And since I don't have any air units, he has no incentive to hit anti-air barrage unless he was deliberately expecting me to go into wasps. Meanwhile, I just think I'm fine with going for the wasps, because, well, what is there that shoots up other than the fangs and those phoenixes? There isn't anything. With range, they are going to get that tower even quicker, and I also hit range on the marksman and buy some additional ones. If the game goes on, I can start hitting elite and doing a lot of damage to giants. I love marksmen. So, watch that flank. Initially, of course, units have to be cleaned up, but the ground-only units are now moving away, only the fangs remain, and they get taken out by a couple of salvos. Not super quickly, but I can't really throw a missile in my opponent's flank. Now, however, the wasps are free to kill the tower, and that means my opponent is down there with a big problem. The wasps have no more enemies on the field other than these level 3 phoenixes, and they're about to hit the second tower. Shield goes down from the fists. Tower debuff just in time to save that tower from the fortress fist. But even the wasps alone surviving would have been enough damage. At the end of the day, the least expected thing probably kills him. And I do actually not lose a single round. Yeah, I threw that one in simply because of this flank. And I casted some losses. I think I can once in a while upload a stomp like that. There's also opponents, I think there's opponents in the list of games that I have that are going to do a comeback, which means that sometimes I like to upload a varied set of games. Sometimes it's a balanced game, sometimes there's incredible turnarounds, sometimes there's just no turnaround and it's a stomp with a couple of cool plays. At the end of the day, I hope that this makes my videos more interesting, because people hopefully will never be able to anticipate what exactly is happening this way. So yeah, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and hopefully until next time. And yeah, watch out for carry wasps, or I guess flanking wasps. Until next time.